Okay, guys, whoever that still haven't got your notes, the hard copies, then you may go to TDC website and then to download the soft copy, okay? The soft copy is ready in the TDC website. You just need to click downloads, then to get the copy. Okay, and then it will be like the 2-hour seminar. So let me tell you what will be the focus of the day first. So first of all, I will go through with you about a bit on the format. Paper 1, Paper 2, Paper 3, and Paper 4, a quick go through, okay? So after the formats, then my focus of the days, it will mainly on the essay, which is the karangan. So basically, right, for the short essays, I will go through with you on how are you supposed to analyze the questions and then to extract the informations, the isi tesurat, and then to put it in the essay. Then after that, the technique, right, the applications of the technique are, which means like the TYEK, SHYEK, and KCH of the karangan's writing, I will do it for the long essay. So for the short essay, I will go through on the analysis part, and then the long essays, I will go through on the analysis together with the technique writing. Then after that, the other focus, I will put it on the rumusan. Okay, so it will be the essay and also the rumusans, yeah? So let us start off with the format. So please flip to your page 2. Okay, by looking for this page 2, right? So basically, for the page 2 here, it will be the paper 1, 2, 3, 4. In total, you will have 4 paper. Okay, so it will be something like this. Now, basically, right, for the SPM result, the SPM certificates, right? Your paper 1 and paper 2, it will be the grades that will stay in like the ABCD. And then for the paper 3 and paper 4, which is the lisans and also, which is the bertutur and mendengar, the lisans, they will have another grades by saying that whether you are cemerlang or maybe you are kepujan at the ends, left bottom, okay, of your SPM certificate. So they will split lah. Okay. So over here, let us start off with the format first. I go through on the formats part. Now, so paper 1 and paper 2. For the paper 1, it's purely the writing. So for the writings, you will have 2 sections, the short one and also the long one. As for the short ones, it will be no options for you to choose. You will only have one question. So is it possibilities for it to come out the formative writing? Yes, it is. So please remember that it can be a formative writing. So the formative writing, it's mean for this one, there is only one questions and no options for you to choose. So if it's really come out the format one, then you will also need to do. So please make sure that you know how to do the resume, and then you know how to do the email, and also you know how to do rencana, and most importantly is you know how to do the letter. Sometimes laporans can be in these sections as well. Okay, for the resumes will come out in exam, there is a saying by telling that the resume is part of the syllabus, but it will not come out in exam. This is what the school teachers mentions because so far in the school exam and also in the SPM, they didn't come out for the resume. But the thing is, it is still part of the syllabus, so you need to know. And for email, right, email will only come out in the short essay, because it's very difficult for them to come out the emails for 30 marks. So they will only come out in the short essay part, okay? Then the rencana is the article. Surat, you will have both the formal and informal. So make sure for the formal and informal, you know the format. Surat is the thing, because based on among all the formats, right, Surat Kiriman Rasmi is one of the essay that carry the most format, but it can come out in your short essay. So it's a compulsory question. Then after that is the reports laporan. So as for the laporan, and rencana is very similar. Rencana is where you will need to write down the tajuk without underline. So it's just a tajuk and then only the author name. That's it, normal essay. But for laporan, it's a tajuk, underline, then you write down your report, then you will need to sign off the positions and also your names and the signatures, everything there. Okay, so go and find out and remember all this format before you attend the exam. Okay, as for the long essay, and for the long essay, right, in exam, you will be given 4 questions. So out of these 4 questions, right, you just need to choose one. That's why we will need to apply the analysis, the TKKF. Then after you have found the TKKF, do the rangka karanga, only you write down the essay. Okay. So it will be the 100 marks for the essay writing. The other one, kertas dua, I believe you are very familiar with it already because in total for this part, they were split into 3 sections. Bahagian A, B, C, 9 questions. So the first 5 questions is all about the tata bahasa. So the first 5 questions are the morphology, the syntaxes, they ask you about the jenis kata, then bina ayat. So the syntaxes is like what? Subject, predicates, ayat tunggal, majmuk, active, passive, or this. Then after that is penyuntingan. So penyuntingan is the kesalahan bahasa, kesalahan ejaan. Then after that, what do we have? Is the BMS, the translations part, remember? So the BMS, we just did it like last week for the burung terbang dipipiskan lada, that story. Then after that is your peribahasa. Okay, then right. For this one, bahagian B pemahaman, remember pemahaman you will have 2 questions, petikan umum and also petikan sastera. But no matter how for the pemahaman parts, right, this part, there will be about 14 mark is kebats already. Because pemahaman, they were split into 4 sub-questions. So 4 and 4 is 8. The first one, they'll ask you for the maksud. The second one, you can get it from the passage. The third and the fourth one, it will be the kebat. So it will be like 7 marks in total for 1 question. So kebat itself, it's carried out 14s already. Kebat, there is no definitely correct or definitely wrong answer. It depends on how you elaborate and whether your answer is logic or not. So every time when you answers for the kebats, right, remember you must have the easy together with the huraian. So easy and huraian. Example, if you mentions about, okay, let's say they ask you about cara-cara untuk memupuk amalan membaca dalam kalangan remaja. Okay, memupuk amalan membaca. Then you mentions about ibu bapa. Ibu bapa harus menjadi suri teladan, which is become the role model. So ibu bapa menjadi suri teladan basically. This one is the easy. But menjadi suri teladan somehow is too general. You never really mentions about, okay, become the role model and then what are the steps and how it could able to develop and also nurture the reading habits. So, ibu bapa harus menjadi suri teladan dengan membaca bersama-sama anak supaya mereka akan mengikut jejak tingkah laku ibu bapa. So your explanation is what? So that the kids will follow the footsteps of the parents. That's why you will need to be specific to support the easy so that your teachers will know what is the point about. That's why if it's easy and huraian for the kebat question, you may use the kata hubung of suka. So the suka here we are referring to supaya, untuk, kerana, and also agar. Supaya, untuk, kerana, agar. So this one, Okay, any of it. Then it will be your novel questions. Okay, as for the novel, right, always remember that for the novella, there will be a 10 marks novel, but then it will split into 2 questions. What does this mean? Like it will split into 2 questions. So first of all, your novel. This one is based on the petikan. You are able to get the answers from the petikan. It's about 4 marks. The other one is the contoh peristiwa, which means the jalan cerita on the jalan cerita in the novel that you learn. So this is 6 marks. So the first 4 marks, it will be some things that they give you a passage. You may get the passage of the novel that you studies or maybe other zone novel, but doesn't matter because the answer for sure you can get it from where? You are able to get the answers from the passage. The other one is the thing. The other one is based on the novel that you study. So based on the novel that you study, you will need to get the jalan cerita, which is a contoh peristiwa. So there will be 6 marks there. Okay. Then after that is the rumusan. So rumusan, we will further it later. Because 30 marks, you will need to get 25 and above in order for you to score another grade or to pass the paper. Okay. All right. So right now, the first and the second, kertas 1, kertas 2 dah siap. So right now we look at kertas 3 and also kertas 4. So for the kertas 3 and also kertas 4 is some things like this. Now, first of all, so over here, Tiga and also empat, it will be something we call the lisan. So for this lisan as the speaking text, okay. Speaking text, you will split into two parts, the individuals and also the group, isn't it? So for the individuals one, you will like go into the rooms and the teachers give you a piece of papers and then you will need to read the passage out. So basically that one, it will be questions like the kebat. After you have read out the passage, your teacher will ask you a question. So the questions will be something similar to the kebat. Then after that, you use the technique of the kata hubung supaya untuk kerana agar to think of the elaborations and then you explain. The other one is the kumpulan. So this one is the kata hubung sukar. The other ones as the kumpulan, you apply the technique of the AC. TYEK, SHYEK, and also KCH. So you apply the technique of writing the essays so you will not be stuck during a presentation. Okay, so this is about 70 marks. It will be the individuals and also the group. Then after that is the mendengar. Now for mendengar, right? Mendengar usually is for all the audio clips, right? Your teachers will play like for 2 times. So for the very first time, they will give you some times, like about 1 minute like that for you to scan through. So after you scan through everything's right, then they will start playing the audio. So when they start playing the audio, you don't be like, okay, you wait, listen, or then only you answer. No, you need to answer while you are listening to the audio. Because after they play finish, then they will give you like a buffer time, then they will play the audio again. That one is for you to double check or for you to like write out whatever you have missed out in the first round. Then after that, another buffer time is for you to read on the next questions already. Then they will direct play the second audio. So normally for all the ujar mendengar, each audio they will play about 2 times. That's it. Okay, they will not replay anymore. So remember, when you are doing for the mendengar, when you scan through the question that time, you try and highlight, like use your pen to highlight on the kata kunci, meaning to say whether this question is asking about faktor, cara, manfaat, or kesan. So whenever you're listening to the audio at the time, you heard something like the faktor, the punca, you heard the kata kunci, then you will be more alert and you know this is to tackle which question. Okay, so remember that for mendengar. All right, so this is basically the 300 marks of BM lah. So right now, we will start off with the short essay. I just touch and go on the formats because you are not very new. You are from 5, so I believe you know the formats already. Okay, look at this one. Now, I will need you to flip to your page 4. So by flipping to your page 4, okay. Essay, no matter it's a long essay or the short essay, it will be the same that you will need to do the analysis. So how are you supposed to do the analysis? To read the questions at the same time to apply the TKKF. So the TKKF, it will be the topic, and then the kata kunci, and then the format. So the topic, kata kunci, and also the format here. Okay, then the next thing. What would be the formats? Like what I told you just now, the rencana, laporan, but of course, you still got a lot more, like berita, syarahan, ucapan, all of this will be part of the formats, okay? So, guys, basically the formats is exactly the same as what you learned in Form 1. Form 1, 2, 3, 4, you are learning the same thing. So, it will be tested in SPM. After that is the kata kunci. Keywords. If you're still very blurred with the kata kunci, right? You may flip to your nota page 24. We have attached the list of the kata kunci for you. Sebab, the synonym is what? Punca faktor. Then, cara, the synonym is what? Usaha, then after that, we have like tindakan, and then we have also like langkah, all of this. Then, let's say kebaikan, kesan positif, kemaslahatan, and then manfaat, faedah. So this is all the kata kunci. What do you need to write out for the EC? Okay, then it's a topic. All right, then after that, you only spend 5 minutes to brainstorm, then we may start. Okay, so I will start off with a short essay. For the short essay, I will go through on the first and second step because these two portions is carried out together. So we will analyze the topic kata kunci format. And based on the topic and kata kunci, we will need to extract the information given in the passage, in the bahan, to be input in your essay. Why? Because for the short essay, for sure there will be information given one. So you must need to use the information given and also to apply it in the essay writing. Okay? So by looking at this one, now, first of all, the formats for the short essay, it's within 150 to 200. So 150 to 200, it will be like 4 to 5 paragraphs. So it's about 2 to 3 easy. So this will be 4 to 5 paragraph, 2 to 3 easy. Cannot be more than any additional 5 words. The norm is to deduct 1 mark, but then if it's in the schema, it will tell the teacher to stop at 200. Then your karangan is not complete because you have a complete penutup already. The last sentence, it will be the ayat tergantung. Then, over here it's mentioned, this is all about penggunaan kad kredit. So we know that the passage, the information given is about the credit card usage. This will be the topic. Huraikan pendapat Anda tentang penggunaan kad kredit. They ask you to explain it, to further explain it about your own opinion. So they never ask you to write in any specific format. So this is actually the karangan pendapat, karangan fakta. Just a normal essays will do. Okay. Have you noticed one thing? In the question, the soalan, the arahan here, they never mentions the kata kunci. So we do know the kata kunci, but actually it is given in the bahan already. Then whenever they never give you a confirmed kata kunci, what do you need to do? Take this out. And what is this KFC referring to? The K here referring to the kesan. F is the factor. C will be cara. I'm not asking you to write one kesan, one factor, one cara. No. But it will be like, take this as the guideline. So when you scan through the questions, you know what would be the kata kunci here. So let's say example. This is a news because it's Kuala Lumpur. Kehendak gaya hidup yang berlebihan menjadikan kad kredit dan pinjaman peribadi kekal menjadi penyumbang utama mengumpul hutang terlalu tinggi serta berlebihan. So in this one, it's like an introduction by telling you that due to the lifestyle right now, okay, the overspending lifestyle, it causes the credit cards and also the personal loans become the main contributions of debt, okay, accumulations of debt. So that's why all the peoples will have all the debt to pay because of the kehendak gaya hidup yang berlebihan. Okay, it's just an introduction about the lifestyle nowadays. Then, malah berdasarkan kaji selidik. So based on the research, mendapati 3 daripada seorang rakyat Malaysia bekerja terpaksa meminjam untuk membeli barang keperluan asas. So based on the study, what is mentioned, based on the study in Malaysia, 10 Malaysians, then out of 10, there will be 3. It's like working hard in order to borrow and to buy the daily necessities. Okay, membeli barang keperluan asas. So by looking at this one, they're still telling you the same thing. They're telling you what would be the phenomena nowadays and the lifestyle nowadays. And then this Ketua Pengawal Eksekutif Agensi Counseling dan Pengurusan Kredit is mentioned. Pengumpulan hutang berlebihan yang berkaitan gaya hidup, lifestyle, sekiranya penggunaannya tidak terkawal, whenever the spending is not under control and not be cautious, eventually it will causes problem. Bakal mengundang masalah, it means menyebabkan masalah pada masa depan. So from here, everything is just telling you about penggunaan kad kredit dan pengumpulan hutang pengumpulan hutang berlebihan. It means you got too much debt to pay off already. Okay. Pengumpulan hutang berlebihan and the kad credit here, it will be something to do with the kesan negative, isn't it? Because it says, pengumpulan hutang berlebihan for sure. Excessive debt, this will be the negative impact. But if it mentions about berkaitan gaya hidup. How is linked to the lifestyle? Because the lifestyle right now is the society right now, they love to own money, where they will like borrow money from the banks or borrow money from the loan shark, or maybe to swap their credit cards. Because as for credit card, it's like this. Credit cards, when you have it, whenever you are purchasing, you swap the credit cards. It's actually like you borrow money from the bank first, because the banks will give you a credit limit. Let's say an individuals whose earning power is at 3,000 per month, the credit card can be double of its earning power. So let's say it's at 3,000 is your income per month, but your credit card limits can go up to 6,000. So unless you have really swapped until 6,000, then they will stop you, cannot let you to use it unless you have paybacks for the bill. Because the concept is kind of like we are borrowing monies from the bank. So over here, what happened is that, okay, now, if you are earning about 3,000 and you got the credit limits of 6,000 and you swap all the way until 6,000 already, then the next one when the bill come out, are you able to pay back for the 6,000? It's very difficult because your earnings per month is just 3,000. So right now you need to be like 2 months income to pay for the bill. So over here, the gaya hidup is where the society right now melahirkan masyarakat yang suka berhutang. Okay, why? In order to fulfill their desire, memenuhi hawa nafsu, it means their own desire. Memenuhi hawa nafsu. Then what would be the impact here? It's either you will be berhutang orang lain, or maybe if it's that to the other extent, it might cost you bankrupt also because you got no money to repay. Muflis. So you see, what would be the gaya hidup here we are able to derive? The gaya hidup is what? Masyarakat yang suka berhutang. They don't like to use their own money, but what they would do, they will just pay by using the credit cards, which means borrow the monies from the bank. Okay. Then the next one, it mentions penggunaannya tidak terkawal. Penggunaannya tidak terkawal, it means they do not control. It's not under control for the payment. For the purchaser, so they're not able to control, tidak dapat berkawal perbelanjaan. So what happens here is that it causes berbelanja okay. Berbelanja lebih daripada pendapatan. So you spend more than you earned. Your spending power is higher than your earning power. Then this will be very, very, very dangerous for you. Dan berhemat bakal mengundang masalah. If you say masalah, actually, this two is already the masalah, the problems are, because it might cause you bankrupt, it might also cause you to overspending. Or if you're overspending already, okay. So another thing for the credit cards payment is like this. If right now the bill is 6,000, your earning power is 3,000 per month, you couldn't pay one shot for all the outstanding balance. So you may choose to pay for the minimum payment. Minimum payment will just exclude you from penalty charges, but then for all the remaining unpaid figure, the balance, right, they will charge you interest. So this is how the bank earn, and the interest is really high. So eventually it will causes faedah yang tinggi kerana tidak mampu bayar balik. So the same thing. Either you bankrupt you owe people money, or to one more extreme extent is where people cannot stand with it, they will choose to suicide. So it's like bunuh diri. So you see, from the first one, the guy hidup, we have this. And then penggunaan tidak terkawal, we have this. And if you say mengundang masalah. So the masalah basically, this is masalah. But this is also one of the masalah. Then this will be the points for you to write into your essay. So you see, this is how you should derive the information here. Because in the next page is actually the introductions of the credit card. So, memperkenalkan card credit bank TTC, everything here is the introduction. So you can put it in pengenalan, which is the pendahuluan if you want. But this is not the easy because they are giving you the informations and introductions of this. Okay. All right, the next one, let's see. Now, so over here, the topic is what? Penggunaan card credit. Kata kunci is the kesan, negative, or keburukan. Format is just karangan pendapat, karangan fakta. Okay. Then the contoh karangan, the rangka karangan, which is everything here, 1, 2, 3. So this is how are you supposed to analyze it and relate to the question. So far, this is the short essay. Remember, you must use the information given and then include them in your essay's writing. Okay, so the analysis, it will be something like this. So right now, we repeat again the TKKF and then we apply the Karangan technique. TYEK, SHYEK, and KCH. And the Karangan technique is also the technique that you should apply it in the lesson, the speaking test. Okay. Please flip to your page 9. Muka surat 9. So far can follow, no questions. If can follow and no questions, then we shall continue with this one. Okay. Now, let me double check something here. Okay, now let's see. First of all, every time for the long essay, there will be 4 questions to choose. So for these 4 questions, right? Now, the very first step is to read the soalan, then only you go back to the maklumat tambahan. So the soalan is here. As for the soalan, you will need to find out topic, kata kunci, and also format. As for the maklumat tambahan, you will need to find out isi the surat, which is the given information. So we go through the first step first, which is to find out the topic kata kunci format. Okay, to find out the topic kata kunci format. So basically the first one. Petikan di atas menjelaskan masalah obesity yang membelenggu. Membelenggu, belenggu it means a handcuff. You know, like the police, the handcuff of the police. So membelenggu it means like mengganggu, or maybe like not to say mencetuskan, but it will be some issues that bothering you. Okay, so membelenggu is like bothering like that. Sesetengah masyarakat Malaysia. Banyak faktor yang menyumbang kepada masalah obesity ini. Huraikan faktor-faktor obesity dalam kalangan murid sekolah. This is so obvious because it's already mentioned, okay, this is faktor. And then it's also mentioned that, okay, this is some things about obesity dalam kalangan murid sekolah. Is there any format laporan surat? No. No laporan, no surat, no syarahan. It's just a normal essay. So we got the topic here. We got the kata kunci here. Okay, maklumat tambahan. To check is there any points that is related to the factor of the obesity. Malaysia dinamakan sebagai sebuah negara yang mempunyai kadar obesity paling tinggi dalam kalangan kanak-kanak dan dewasa dalam rantau Asia. Oh my gosh. Dengan rekod setinggi 23.7% daripada mereka mengalami obesity atau kegemukan. Faktor pemakanan dilihat penyumbang utama masalah obesity dengan pengambilan diet yang tidak seimbang serta kurangnya aktiviti fizikal. So they tell you that this is the main issue, the main problem, and it's so obvious. Pengambilan diet yang tidak seimbang. So this is the first point here. Then kurangnya aktiviti fizikal. This is the second point. All right. So we finished the TKKF already. The topic, we found it, kata kuncis, we found it, and also the format is karangan pendapat. Or karangan fakta. So the first and second step, baca soalan, analysis, finish. Then the other one, it will be the rangka karangan. Very good here. Your point, straight to the point, and it's correct. Okay. But then it's compulsory for you to tick in these two. Last time for the karangan umums, it will be like, okay, they might give you the easy, they might not give you the easy, but you can take in one or take two if it's given the points. Either you finish all, you take all the easy, or you just take one or two also can. But starting from last year, last year, the year before, what happened is that's happened to my Catholic students, that the karangans, right, in the maklumat tambahan, it's given 4 points, okay, 4 points. But my students only take 2. They never take 4 or 4. So the teacher say, okay, the reasons why you are not getting the high mark is because you never fully utilize the information here. So what happened is, if over the maklumat tambahan here, it's given to you all the points okay, 4 points then you take it off. Okay, but if it's only 2, then you also need to use all the information given. Then if not enough, only you add in yourself. Why am I saying it's not enough? Because 350 to 500 words so normally it's like 5 to 6 paragraph, isn't it? 5 to 6 paragraph, it will be like 3 to 4 easy. So 3 to 4 easy, over here it's only 2. So no matter how you want it to add in yourself. Okay, so the first one is the pengambilan diet. Okay, so this is about pemakanan. Pengambilan yang tidak seimbang. Then the other one's kurangnya aktiviti fizikal. So kurangnya, this one is just for your own reference. Activity physical. Stress eating. Okay, so stress eating. Makan secara berlebihan untuk mengurangkan stress. So you can say like tekanan. Tekanan yang melampau. Tekanan kehidupan. Melampau, it means like too over. So it will be like makan secara berlebihan. Too much. Then other than stress eating, other than imbalanced diet, other than not moving, which means that no physical exercise, other than stress eating, any idea? Can you give me one more, guys? Any things you could think of? Faster. Any of you? This obesity obesity. Depression. Depression is also like, okay, why are you having depression? It might be because of stress. It might be because of something's happened. So it will be like mental health. So mental health, kesihatan mental, it will be linked to the tekanan kehidupan also. So it's like kind of similar. Hey, I love your answer, Kaini. Exactly, Elisha. So what is that? The genes, the genetic. So the genes, the genetic, it means what? It's because of the factor genetic, or it may be because of the, what do we call that? Keturunan, okay? So this is all because of the genetic issue, okay? So the genetic is one of the issue. So you can write down for the genetic here. Okay, so it can be because of the factor genetic, yaitu keturunan. Okay, so this is a gene thingy, yeah. Nah, this one is what you need to do in the 5 minutes after you have gotten the topic, kata kunci, and also format. So after you have gotten the topic, kata kunci, and also format, based on the topic and the kata kunci, like for this question, it's at the factor and also the obesity, then you will need to write down the points here. This is for your own reference only. Then only you start off, okay, my pendahuluan, TYEK, then the isi, then the penutup. So now, if it's the pendahuluan, the techniques that we will use, it will become TYEK. If it's for isi, then this will be something like SHYEK. If it's for the penutup, then this will be KCH. Okay, so this is the technique I want to apply right now. Okay, before I proceed, I will need you to get a piece of paper. You can flip through the nota to see whether there is an empty space for you, or it will be best if you want to write everything neatly to get a piece of paper, or maybe your own exercise books also can. So I give you about 20 seconds. Go and get ready for the paper. Then I shall start with the technique. Reason because if you flip to the next page, by right, you will be getting something like this, okay? The next page is like this. But then I want to do the questions with you. Technique, okay? So I want to apply the technique. So get a piece of paper. Another 10 seconds, yeah? Okay, look at this one. So by looking at this part, now, our very first technique is the pendahuluan. So this will be the opening. So as for the pendahuluan, TYEK. Okay. For the TYEK here, the first one topic, jelaskan topic. Whenever they ask you to jelaskan topic, it's so obvious that it is not to ask you to explain the definition. So you are not giving the definitions of obesity, but you are telling about what are the situations here. We go back to the questions. It's already mentioned masalah obesity yang membelenggu setengah masyarakat Malaysia. It's bordering. So if masalah obesity is keep on decreasing in the society, then it will be the good sign and it's also the good things, but it will not become bordering the societies already. Meaning to say, of course, it's getting worse. So semakin meningkat, semakin berleluasa. More and more people getting into the trouble, which is that have obesity. So meaning to say the situations right now is obesity semakin meningkat, semakin chronic. Berleluasa, it means getting more and more. Okay, berleluasa, it means getting more and more. Okay, then after that, sebab berlakunya keadaan tersebut, why is this happened? Okay, first of all, why is this happened? That already mentions that is kalangan murid. You see in the question, the mention is kalangan murid. In the maklumat tambahan, it also mentions that kadar obesity yang paling tinggi dalam kalangan kanak-kanak. So your watak here is that kanak-kanak murid, or the teenage murid can be remaja as well. So the reasons, okay, so most of the murid that will spend their time either in school or maybe at home. Then when they makan, right, they makan in school or maybe at home. So if they makan at home, who will be the ones that prepare the foods for them? Of course, the parents. But right now, in the current society, both the parents, they will need to go and work to earn money, isn't it? So if both the parents is a working adult, of course, they couldn't make it back home after the work and then also all jam then to prepare you the dinner. So maybe like the whole families will go out for dinner, or maybe you wanted to settle yourself in terms of bungkus. Okay. So no matter how, all the foods outside for sure is like more salty, more oily and everything. That's why if let's say the parents really so busy for the kids to settle themselves, you can grab, you can whatsoever. So the kids, of course, they will just purchase whatever they like, isn't it? Okay, this week I eat burger. Next week is Kentucky Fried Chicken. Okay, one more weeks later is pizza. How can these situations not cause you to become obesity? So the sebab is because the parents is too busy. So they neglected the kids already. Kesibukan ibu bapa mengabaikan kesehatan anak-anak. Dan another one, the E, the kesan. What will be the impact jika gaya hidup sihat diabaikan? Okay, first of all, the kesan here, right? If it's in exam, you can write something is good or something is bad. Either you say what would happen, what would be the impact if we neglected the gaya hidup sihat, or what would be the impact if we evaluate and then we follow the gaya hidup sihat. So for this one, of course, eventually it will increase the risiko, which means the risk of getting serious illness, because when we neglected the healthy lifestyle, and then we got obese, then it will also increase the risk of us to getting serious illness. Meningkatkan risiko penyakit chronic. Okay. After that, what do you need to do? Repeat the kata kunci and the topic. The kata kunci is what? Faktor. The topic is what? Obesity. But then you see, whenever you are writing for the factor, which means the reasons, the factors, you are telling on the reasons and the factors why it's happened. So meaning to say, everything happens for a reason, isn't it? There is a saying in English that everything happens for a reason. So, of course, it's also a saying in Malay. Everything happens for a reason. There is an idiom in Malay, peribahasa lah. So you may apply this one whenever you're writing the essays that related to the faktor, punca, and sebab. So that's what we call kalau tak ada angin, masyarakat pokok bergoyang. Okay, some of them you will notice that they will write kalau tiada angin, masakan pokok bergoyang. But just now I did check the DPP Dewan Bahasa dan Pustaka. So in DPP they use kalau tak ada, okay, which is tak ada instead of tiada. But you will also see a lot of them will use tiada lah. Actually both way also can. So kalau tak ada angin, masakan pokok bergoyang. If there is no wind to blow, then of course the pokok will not move at all, isn't it? Or the leaf over there. So this means that everything happens for a reason. That's the meanings of this peribahasa. Okay, so this will be the TYEK on how do we analyze the questions already, and then we wanted to explain. This will be the points for us to put into explanation. Of course, I will write that in a complete paragraph. So in lisan that time, ujang bertutur. This is also the thing. because the technique, right, it will be the formula for you to store the information inside. So it's like a storage like that, it's a hard disk like that. So like you program your brains to be like TYEK. So whenever you will need to present that time, you need to think of okay, the TYEK will be the points. Then you store inside. Then when you present that time, like okay, the next one, what are you supposed to say? After you have finished the Y, okay, the next sentence, how are you supposed to continue? Is the E already. So E, what do I have? What can I say? That's why it will reduce the chances of you getting a, o, e, a like that. Okay? All right. So when I start writing for this essay, the first one, I will start off with topic, of course. So you may start off with like nowadays kini, or you may write mood akhir ini. Okay. So it means that nowadays, recently, kelaziman, it means kebiasaan. Obesity dalam kalangan murid. Semakin berleluasa. So this is what we have mentioned just now lah, semakin berleluasa. Then after that is why. Okay, why it happens because the parents so busy with what? Busy with their work. So it will be like kerjaya, the career. So it can be because of the ibu bapa. Sebut dengan kerjaya. Kerjaya it means career lah. Sendiri telah mengabaikan, we got another terms, we call it meminggirkan. Kesehatan anak-anak di rumah. So if a causes mengakibatkan banyak remaja obese. Obese, it means like obesity, yeah. Then after that is the effect. If sekiranya, if we do not care about this issue, kita memandang remeh. Memandang rendah, it means you look down on somebody about the status one. But memandang remeh, it means you don't care about it. Or you may use another ungkapan, which means like, kosa kata benar ya, you can say bersikap acuh tak acuh. It means you don't care. Terhadap masalah, then for sure, what happened? So for sure, other than pastilah, you can say nescaya. Akan meningkatkan risiko Penyakit chronic. So you end your pendahuluan with the kata kunci. Oleh itu. Kita perlu meneliti faktor-faktor obesiti dalam kalangan murid sekolah. Kerana, then you put in the peribahasa, everything happens for a reason. Masakan pokok bergoyang. So this is how you end it with the peribahasa here. Okay, let me know if you're done. Then we should proceed to the next one, which is the easy part. Okay, so if you finish, then you let me know. Then we move on to the next one. I'm sure it's fast. Okay. Oh, Alicia got better. So, shall we? Let's move on to the next one. Okay, so the next one. Okay, kelaziman. Again, what is the meaning? Kebiasaan. Okay, kelaziman, it means that kebiasaan. So it will be like a norms like that. The meanings of nescaya, it will be sudah tentu or pasti, for sure like that. Okay, let me write down. Where is it? Where is my nescaya in this? Tyek. Okay, can I? All right, then let us continue to our next one here. Okay, so let's see the next one, which is our ECR. So the EC at HYEK. Chang Chang. Now, so the EC SHYEK here, first of all, let us use the points given. It's given is that what is already pengambilan diet yang tidak seimbang. Okay, so pengambilan diet yang tidak seimbang. So this one we are taking the first point, the first ECR. Bagaimanakah faktor ini terjadi? Okay, how this happens and how we would say that there will be like imbalanced diets because of the kids right now, what they love to eat. Okay, the kids right now they love to eat fast food, McDonald's, Kentucky Fried Chickens, pizza, exactly. So this will be what? This will be the fast food. So fast food we call it makanan. Now you tell me makanan cepat dan jijik. Lapar now. You never have a lunch like here. Okay, so fast food never be makanan cepat, makanan pantas. It's that makanan segera. Other than makanan segera, very good. Other than makanan segera, it will be like the snack. The junk foods, chips lah, the ice cream lah, cake lah. So basically, for the ice cream, cake, desserts, we call pencuci mulut. But then it's like the snack, the junk foods, we call it makanan ringan. Yes, very good. So, mainly on the fast food, makanan segera. And then makanan ringan. If you need dessert is pencuci mulut, like to wash your mouth. Why? Because all the desserts will eat it after the meal, isn't it? So it's like to wash off your mouth like that. So this is pencuci mulut. Dan mengapakah akan menyebabkan masalah obesity? Why? Okay. Pengambilan diet yang tidak seimbang. How it's because the kids love to eat like the fast food and also all the junk foods, the snack lah. That why this would cause obesity? Because all these foods is full of what? Fat and also lipids. Lipids is actually one kind of the lemak, where it will causes the obesity one. So over here, it's mainly because lipid yang tinggi, which means lemak yang sangat tinggi over here. Then after that is the kesan. Kesan jika faktor tersebut dibiarkan, okay, what if we just let these situations to continue? Okay, we just like ignore it, we doesn't care about it. So what happened here? Eventually, it will causes definitely obesity to increase, and then the tahap kesehatan murid menurun, okay, which means their standards of the health conditions it will reduce already. So ulang semula isi utama, it will be something like this. To repeat again the point here by using different sentence structure, because this is the ayat penegas where you will need to like re-emphasize again, mentions again what is the point here. So as the very first isi, you may start off and always start off with like sebagai, lontaran, idea yang pertama. Okay. Gaya hidup murid-murid yang gaya hidup murid-murid, wait typo, tidak sehat seperti pengambilan diet yang tidak seimbang. It's already trigger and causes the problems. And what is the problems here? Telah mencetuskan peningkatan obesity, gaya hidup murid-murid yang tidak sehat dalam kalangan murid sekolah. Okay, then how it's happened? Because the kids right now, what do they like to eat? Okay, you could say kanak-kanak kini hanya lemak. They only like and love makan makanan tinggi lemak yang tiada khasiat. Khasiat is means the nutrition seperti apa? Seperti makanan segera dan makanan ringan. Dan these situations keadaan ini akan menjadi like what? Or hal ini dikatakan demikian. You want to put also can. If you don't want to put also can because you got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 passage for the EC mah. So if it's linked, then can. But if you want to write like example lah, if you want to put hal ini dikatakan demikian kerana, but is it necessary? Not really. It's okay. But if you want to put hal ini disebabkan oleh also can. Keadaan ini akan menjadi penyumbang utama masalah obesiti. Okay. Kerana makanan segera because the fast food bukan sahaja not only terdapat kandungan lipid yang tinggi, malah kandungan tersebut akan meningkatkan risiko obesiti seseorang. Okay. So the effect, impactnya. Impactnya, implikasinya, akibatnya, kesannya. So this is all about the impact. Huh? Masalah obesiti dalam kalangan murid akan bertambah kronik if sekiranya murid-murid tidak diterapkan kepentingan pemakanan yang seimbang. Diterapkan, it means like dididikan to input you with the information. Okay, this is to input you with the information. Then it will be the last sentence for the AC, which is the ayat penegas to repeat again the point. Right. Whenever you wanted to end your your ECR, the contents part up, so the ayat penegas, what would be the kata what would be the linkage word you can use in order to indicate it? You can put either tegasnya, tuntasnya, izharnya, konklusinya. Okay, either of it. Tegasnya, tuntasnya, it means like in short. So izharnya, konklusinya is like some things like the conclusion. So you got 4 paragraph for EC, then for each of it, the conclusive parts, you may start off with either of it. So repeat again. Pengambilan diet yang tidak seimbang. Akan menjejaskan kesehatan and then causes menyebabkan we can use menjurus kepada. This one is like menyebabkan. Okay, then it will then become the last part, which is the penutup. Can we use jelaslah bahawa? Can, no problem. Jelasnya, jelaslah bahawa can. But if it's jelasnya then comma, jelaslah bahawa then continues without comma. To put peribahasa in each of the isi paragraph, it is advisable to put not really, to be honest. You can put peribahasa, but not to be like all the paragraph is like die you need to put. Okay, to die put in peribahasa, it will be the trend long time ago already. Okay, so what happened here is the school teacher, especially the exam examiner, they also started to advise students that yes, you can put peribahasa, no problem, but not to be like die every single paragraph you need to put in a peribahasa, because this is not the trend right now. What's really the trend right now is your huraian, you will need to give a very clear-cut huraian, a very short one, not to say short one, but it's like very straight to the point, and also issue semasa. Some current issue can, no problem. But the peribahasa, you can like put it in, you know, the openings and then the endings and the easy, maybe like one or two like that. Or if you really know the peribahasa you want to put in, also no problems. But don't just because of I wanted to put peribahasa, then you just like die to put in. It is not wrong you put the peribahasa, but it is also not wrong if you never put for all the paragraph. Okay. Yeah, but then just to like to double confirm with you all, any of your school teachers when you are to write the pantun as the openings of your karangan, any of it? I heard about a pantun for my batch 2023 last time. There is only one teacher in nursery Pataling asked my student to do so. Is it 2023? You're 2025? Yes, 2023 that batch. Yeah. Okay, so don't have very good. Okay, so look at this one penutup. Now, for this conclusive cadangan and harapan, it will be like this. Just now, the conclusive, it will be the conclusive for your paragraph, which means the point. But right now, this conclusive, it will be the conclusions for the topic. Okay, what does this mean? Let's say our topic here is obesity. So, as we know, just now we mentioned about it's a factor. So the easy that we discussed is also the factor. And we also know that obesities will only bring us a negative impact. It will not give us any positive impact, isn't it? So whenever it is just a negative impact, okay, like what? Gejala social. Okay, gejala social for sure, it's only the negative impact. It will not give it a positive impact. So the topic like this, whenever you already know that, okay, for sure, if only the negative one, then you may start off your ending, the penutup, with this peribahasa, the phrase, because this one, it means everybody's know about it. Instead of writing kesimpulannya, you could say, sudah terang, lagi bersuluh bahawa. This can apply like gejala social for sure is only a negative issue. Or maybe like, let's say, like this one, obesity, only the negative impact. Okay, everybody know about it. Okay, then it will also, the other one are the conclusions are for the obesity. If it's really serious one, then it might also membahayakan apa? Membahayakan nyawa individu. Okay, then we will have this cadangan and harapan. So for this cadangans and harapans, it will be a characters needed. So you will need to touch and go by telling who will be the character, and then what are the actions to be taken by this character. So basically, it's over here. Let's say we already mentioned in the pendahuluan because of the parents very busy. So over here, what you could say is that the first one the first character you can say ibu bapa. So what are the actions taken by the ibu bapa become the suri teladan? So why the parents need to become a suri teladan? Okay, so that the kids will follow the footstep. This is the first one, cadangan pertama. And then we need to write two cadangan, two harapan. So the second one, maybe it can be the school, the pihak sekolah. Okay, what are actions to be taken? So maybe the school, they can organize that program kesehatan. In the program, it can be activity, can be the ceramah, can be the campaign. So why do they need to do this program kesehatan? So that the murid-murid memahami kepentingan. Memahami kepentingan tubuh badan yang sehat. So you see, we will have the character here, the watak, which is ibu bapa, and also sekolah. So this will be the action taken, tindakan, which is a cadangan, and this will be the kesan positive, the impact. So this is a flow. Okay. Watak, tindakan, kesan positif, watak, cadangan, harapan. So this will be the flow for the whole thing here. Okay. How do we start off with this one? The conclusive. Sudah terang, lagi bersuluh bahawa. Masalah obesity hanya mendatangkan kemudaratan. So kemudaratan, it means a negative impact. Okay, kemudaratan, it means a negative impact. Serta membahayakan nyawa. So you just write down the cadangan harapan, then finish already. So the cadangan, the first one. Oleh itu, your watak ibu bapa Berperanan mustahak. It means they play a very important role. So they plays a very important role in dalam memupuk gaya hidup yang sihat. Dengan menjadi suri teladan. How to menjadi suri teladan be specific seperti mengamalkan pemakanan seimbang. Supaya, then is your harapan. Mengikut jejak tabiat. Okay, so we already have it, which is parents, suri teladan, so that anak-anak mengikut jejak. Then the last one, which is the school. Tambahan lagi, pihak sekolah. Then the watak, what the school need to do? Menganjurkan program kesehatan yang berkaitan dengan kemudaratan obesity. Agar, then you write down the harapan. Murid-murid lebih memahami kepentingan. And also stay away. Other than mengelakkan, you may use the term menghindarkan. Okay. So your harapan number 2 is here. And then the tata bahasa parts are, if you realize, supaya and agar, it means that in order to. But then after supaya and agar, one thing is, you cannot put, after supaya and agar, you cannot put kata kerja. So if you notice after supaya, I put the kata nama. After agar, it's also kata ganda nama. So there is no kata kerja straight after supaya and agar. Remember this. This is very important. Okay. So this is it. All right. Then after this, it will be the rumusan parts. Okay. Now, any questions that you want to clarify or you want to ask for the karangan? For the short one and the long one, if don't have, then only I proceed to the next part. Okay, don't have. Then we will look into the rumusans, of course. But before I start the rumusans, I give you about 5 minutes break. Go toilet, drink water, and then wash your face because I know that we finished the essays already. And then your hand is almost to pata already. So I give you 5 minutes, then later we continue with the rumusans part. Okay. So 5 minutes is like 5, 6, 7. It's about 3:27. We continue. So when you come back later, go toilet, drink water. 3:27 later on, then we'll look at rumusan. Anything you want to clarify? Ask me in the chat box. 5 minutes break. Cannot novel. We just did novel, my dear, because in the class and also online there will be like outstation students, so it will be a different novel. Novel I will do it in class, but refers back to the nota. When we finish the novel, last week, week 3. Yes. Then the answers provided in the nota as well. Okay, I'm later. Let me go get some water. Hello, it's 27 already, so let's continue with this one. All right. Now, let's see. Let me think. There's a question. No, because for BM there is not a syllabus paper, so so basically, whenever whoever that is having exam, then you can spam on this model paper. So you just finish off this set of papers as the extra practice before you attend your exam tomorrow's all the answers given behind. Okay. And things you need to focus more on now. No, because you will never know what is the morphology the teacher tells you, the syntaxis the teacher tells you, unless the teacher's got tell you that, got give you some hints and it's different. Okay. Then, nah, this one, rumusan. Okay, for rumusan, right? 30 marks, you will need to spend 25 and above. So first of all, for the rumusan, okay, it's like a summary part. So for this rumusan, always remember a statement. So the statement here is what? Minimum, dua isi, daripada kategori yang sama, it will be your focus. Why? Because every time after your exam, for sure there will be a discussions between you and your friends. By discussing about just now the rumusan is 2 focus or 3 focus, 2 or 3, 2 or 3, forever you will have this discussion. So always come back to this one to identify how many focus that you have. Basically, what does it mean by the category? So the category is in your page 24. Now, this one in the nota, this one I will call it as one category, another one category, another one category, because they are the same. So all of this is a synonym. Now, then over here, if it's from the same category, you have 2 easy, meaning to say that 2 cara, 2 factor, or 2 manfaat, then this will be the focus already. This is the usual example I use it in class. Now, let's say we are doing rumusan. Because for rumusan, the bahans given to you are for rumusan, right? They will forever give you like the first one, bahan satu, it will be the petikan for sure. Bahan dua, bahan tiga, minimum 2 bahan, but they might go up to 3 bahan. So for all the bahan dua and bahan tiga, it can be the poster, it can be any of the puisi. So puisi is means like poem. So poems basically you will have sajak, pantun, syair, all of this. So no matter how, let's say, what if we are doing a rumusan with amalan membaca? So right now I got cara, I got manfaat, together with faktor. And then we have 3 bahan. Example, so let's say for cara, after you have read through the passage, you have read through the petikans, everything's already lah. Then you conclude that, okay, cara memupuk amalan membaca, got 4 here. Manfaat amalan membaca, another 4. Faktor remaja kurang membaca buku, then we have 1 here. Bahan 2, cara don't have. Manfaat we got 2, faktor don't have. Bahan 3, cara we got 3, manfaat don't have, faktor don't have. So a total 7, a total 6, a total 1. In order to identify your focus, always come back to this one. A minimum 2 easy from the same category. From the same category, same category, same category. Then only it will be entitled for 1 focus. So which one is more than 2? Very obvious. 7 is more than 2 and also 6 is bigger than 2. So the focus here, it will be cara and also manfaat, where factor is not, because 1 is not more than 2, it's less than 2. So it doesn't fulfill the requirements of minimum 2 easy to become the focus. So for these questions, you have only 2 focus, cara and manfaat. Then the next questions. Okay. How many ECs will need to write for the rumusan? It's 8 in total. Why is it 8 in total? Because a rumusan is 30 marks. So for this rumusan 30 marks, you will have the opening. Pengenalan is 2 marks. Then you will have the EC is 16 marks. So the EC 16 marks is because of 8 EC times 2. 1 EC, 1 EC 2 marks. Then you will have the penutup another 2. Then we have the bahasa. So bahasa is 10. So this is how the 30 marks derive. So this is how the 30 marks derive up. Then over here, we know that in total, our ECs, we will need to write 8 EC in total, isn't it? Okay, so how are we supposed to combine the EC? To combine the EC, because we need to have a total of 8, so let's say we got 2 focus. Focus 1, focus 2, a total of 8 EC. This is what you need to know. Then, can we just be like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. The combinations like this, no matter how you add it will be 8 in total. But then, have you noticed one thing? My combinations, it will be started off from a minimum of 2 because it's already mentioned it must be minimum of 2 from the same category, then only it can be concluded as 1 focus. So the combinations of 1 plus 7 or 7 plus 1 is not accepted because for all the ECs that you need to present in your rumusan, it must be a minimum of 2 points included in the rumusan. Okay, then teacher, for these questions, how are we supposed to combine it? We just do it very convenient way, in a very convenient way, which is 4 plus 4. Okay, I just choose 4 plus 4. 4 plus 4. Okay, I take all from bahan satu. Then you are wrong again. Why is it you are wrong again? It's because in the schema itself already stated, you must fully utilize all the bahan. What does this mean by you must fully utilize all the bahan? Example, if it's in this bahan and it has the EC for the focus, then you need to take it. Let's say for cara, it's appeal in bahan satu and also bahan tiga, isn't it? It means you will need to take the points out from bahan satu and bahan tiga. And then manfaat bahan satu, bahan dua. So you will need to take the points out from bahan satu and bahan dua. So you will have 1, 2, 3, 4, right. So you will need to have a total of 8. Another remaining 4 points, you can take it from any of it. You just combine as become 8. You can also do it this way. Take all 3, 1, then 3, 1, no problem. Okay. So a total of 8. Can I? Until here. Anything that you don't understand or anything that you blow it? If don't have, then we proceed because this is a very important part where you will need to fully utilize all the points. Okay, then let's see. We have the EC here and then we settle just now. What is so important for this pendahuluan? To mention out your focus, isn't it? Then teacher, actually the focus is combinations of what? Okay. Very first thing first, whenever you do your rumusan, is to find out your focus. So focus is the combinations of kata kunci and also topic. Kata kunci, you may refer back to your page 24, which is like the cara, factor, all this is the kata kunci. Topic, how do we find out the topic? Okay, first of all, instead of direct read the passage, you flip to the ends of the passage and then look at this one. I'm not asking you to copy directly, but you may take this as a hint or reference so that you know a bit what is the passage about. Because normally, this will be the tajuk's of the passage. Now, dinding penyatuan atau banting pemusnah, media social. So you know that this will be something to do with what? Media social. But what directions? We are not social, but we know at least media social. So we go back to the questions here, to the passage, and only we read through. So while we are reading through, we will need to find out the kata kunci and also the topic. Okay, let's say Media sosial sudah menjadi wadah, which is the medium pelbagai aktiviti harian rakyat di negara ini. Guru berkomunikasi dengan murid, dengan pelajar dan ibu bapa melalui aplikasi ini, like WhatsApp, tidak terkecuali urusan pembayaran, penjualan dan pembelian. So all the payments, all the purchase, we also made it online through the media social. Persoalannya, tidakkah kita berasa bahawa media sosial telah menguasai diri dan alam sekeliling kita? So isn't it that media social already have control all over us and also our environment? Sejauh manakah kita bersedia untuk faham bahawa maklumat palsu mengundang polemik, manakala informasi benar akan membawa kepada perbincangan dan perdebatan. Okay. Perdebatan now. So over here, the entire passage here is just introductions about media social. So they never mentions anything. They just mentions about media social. That's it. But we also know that at the end of a sentence, it started to talk of some things like maklumat palsu, informasi benar. So, lihat belakang. Lihat latar belakang, it means the background. Individu yang ditahan baru-baru ini kerana siaran berita palsu. So, it's because of what? Siaran berita palsu. Fake news. Berhubung COVID-19 seperti, so who are these people that spread the fake news of the COVID-19? So the background is like part-time tutor or couples in the pharmacy or the university graduates. Okay, but they never tell us anything regarding the kesan faktor cara yet. Semuanya berpendidikan dan mengetahui akan risikonya, tetapi masih berat dan mengambil langkah memandangkan berita palsu. So the first passage here, the first sentence it's basically to tell you about berita palsu. Okay, this one is to tell you about the sebaran berita palsu. But the second one is the further explanations by telling you that who are the persons that spread around the news, and these persons, they are very high in educations, but nothing to do with your EC yet. But the next one, kesan pemalsuan berita. So what would the impact of you spreading the fake news? Amat besar kerana gejala ini boleh meruntuhkan dinding penyatuan atau membina perisai benteng pemusnah. Okay, then after that, hubungan semuka yang saban hari. Hubungan semuka yang saban hari. Hubungan semuka is means like, semuka is means face to face. So the relationship of us able to do with each other face to face semakin kurang. Meaning to say we don't like do it and also interact with people face to face, but we use all the internet. Dan hubungan alam maya yang semakin meningkat ada kesan, but they're telling you these situations that will have impact. But they are not telling you anything regarding the fake news yet. They are just telling you about right now the people, the situations. Nilai keinsanan tergugat, but they say if we spread the fake news, nilai keinsanan tergugat. It's a bit like the humanity, and also jambatan perpaduan boleh terbakar sekiranya ejen sosialisasi mendiamkan diri termasuklah. So all of this is contoh, no need. Meaning to say, this is all the impact. I got the first impact, and then I got the second impact, and this is the last impact in the passage. And then, Malaysia tidak memerlukan penganalisis rojak yang mencurigakan serta menimbulkan polemik yang dilema. Actually, this is another point because this is actually the step. Because right now, this one is telling you that Malaysia, we do not need all these people that will create polemic and also very suspicious one. So all of this is actually the langkah. Langkah buat apa? Menghentikan sebaran berita. Because the penganalisis rojak, they are not so sure about what happens, not 100% the validity, but they will just start spreading the news already. And then do all the analysis, but it's fake one. So this will be the langkah. Kita memerlukan kejujuran dan keikhlasan. So this will be the additional explanations towards penganalisis rojak. Nilai kemanusiaan tidak boleh dikompromikan. So we are not compromised with the nilai kemanusiaan. Kita perlu menyesuaikan diri dengan perubahan menguasai diri sehingga mengadakan mara akidah. Okay. So everything here is actually the explanation towards the points where kita tidak memerlukan penganalisis rojak. So this is all the huraian. Media sosial perlu menjadi dinding penyatuan. So media sosial, I change another color or else you'll be very confused. So this will be another langkah kedua. And everything here is at the penutup already. So as a conclusion here, we have okay, let's continue. So for this one, it will be the penutup. So right now, I do the summary a bit. So as for the summary here, now for the bahan satu, what do we have? We have the kesan, and then we have the langkah. So the kesans we have 3 here, langkah we have 2 here. Okay. And then another one next. I move down a bit. Okay. Jangan sebar berita palsu COVID-19. Sebarang penyebaran berita palsu akan didakwa. So akan didakwa here, this will be the impact, the kesan. What if you spread the fake news? Then penyebaran berita palsu akan didakwa. So this will be the kesan. Another kesan. Kesan number 4. And then they ask you to baca, semak dan sebar. Jika membaca sesuatu siaran menarik dan ingin berkongsi dengan rakan yang lain, ambil masa untuk semak kesahihan dan fakta berkaitan siaran tersebut setelah mendapat kepastian. Barulah berkongsi dengan rakan yang lain. Okay, so from here, now, 1, 2, 3, we will come out the points in which this is the langkah. What will be the langkah? Langkah ketiga is to baca, semak, kesahihan, the validity dan fakta. Berkaitan siaran tersebut. Dan berkongsi maklumat dengan rakan selepas mendapat kepastian. So kepastian, it means like the confirmation. Okay. So when you answer that time, you see over here, we got 2 langkah, isn't it? Wait, I move a bit, this one. So bahan 2, we have 1 kesan and also 2 langkah. In total, 4 and 4, meaning to say we will need to fully utilize all the information because it's like total 4 and 4 is 8. So we need to use all the information here already. Okay, so from here, how are we supposed to write with your pendahuluan dan isi and the penutup? So everything will be something like this. Okay, rumusan membincangkan kesan-kesan pemalsuan berita. So your focus here. This is the first one. This is the second one. So this is your first focus. This is the second focus. Then you will need to copy and paste your first focus here, the whole thing. Then you use the masuklah. Please do not use Yelah adalah, because if it's Yelah adalah, then you will need to be very, very careful on the kata bahasa. As you know, Yelah, we can only use it for the kata nama. Adalah is the kata adjective and also kata seni nama. Okay? Then it's your isi and all, it will combine with penanda wacana. As for the penanda wacana, you still remember how you're supposed to memorize it? The bapak saya ditandas. So, tujuh bapak saya ditandas, it will be the BSDT. So, the BSDT referring to the B, the first one, it will be bukan itu sahaja. Okay? So, the B, the first one, bukan itu sahaja lah. The S, the saya lah, seterusnya, selanjutnya selain itu. The D is what? Di samping itu. Then after that, we will have the last one, which is a T, tandas, tambahan pula, and also tambahan lagi. Yeah, this one I repeat already. It will be tambahan pula and tambahan lagi. Should be different. Okay, so that is how we remember tujuh. Bapak saya ditandas. BSDT. Then the penutup, please remember you must follow the formats, which is only the ayat passive, because your teachers will keep on by telling you, mentioning to you, no watak. What this means by no watak? You will have your topic here. This is a cadangan, and this is the harapan. But have you noticed one thing? Your cadangan, there is no such thing as oleh siapa. So this is the watak. You cannot have watak here. So tak boleh ada oleh siapa, no watak here. And then just now when we write the karangan, I told you after agar, you cannot put kata kerja. That's why this will be the kata nama. Agar menjaga ketenteraman masyarakat, it will be wrong. So agar dapat menjaga ketenteraman masyarakat. Then the last thing here, remember, you must put the word count. Because for all the passage that require the maximums, then you need to do the word count. If you scared yes, you can copy down the whole sentence. Right? Okay, the purpose why the isi is not correct, that your worry is because of the sentence start off with kata kerja. If the sentence start off with kata kerja, then definitely it's wrong one, because all the sentences, even after the penanda wacana, it must start off with the kata it must start off with the frasa nama. So it will be the topic or the watak. So it will never start off with the kata kerja. You can do so to help, but the thing is, one thing you need to remember, within 120, cannot more than 120. If it's more than 120, your teacher will just stop at 120. Then penutup for sure, 2 marks gone already, because it's not a complete sentence. Okay, you can do that, but remember it must within 120 words. Okay, so this is how you do the rumusan. So for rumusans, remember 25 and above, no matter you want to score or you want to pass for the BM. Okay, now? All right, so for today's seminar, it's almost like this, because what I want to focus is will be the essay and also the rumusan. So I will end the seminar here today, but if you got anything you want to clarify, then this will be the Q&A session. You may ask me and clarify with me in the chat box, okay? So anything you may clarify, and then good luck in your exam. See you when I see you. Bye-bye. Bye.